Hey, everybody. So people, have asked me why would I publish this book in Trudeau's Kitchen about my experiences, and it's a question that I asked myself for I don't know 3 or 4 years. It's been 52 months since the first phone interception in December of 2020, and I've explored an emotional range that I did not know even existed in the human experience. Um, I've learned a lot about human suffering and realized that I knew very little about it until now. Um, so people ask me, why would you do this after all of this? And one of the reasons is because these characters, these techno terrorists and the rest of them, and they don't stop. So, you know, what have I got to lose? My life. I feel like I've been wandering around like a ghost, become more and more ghostly in increments over the last 52 months, I think. And I am one of those kinds of people who feels like if I can't do anything to help myself on the way out, if I'm on the way out from this, I'm going to try to help somebody else. And I do think this story will help a lot of people. Not just sort of the political part, which I'm not going to really overemphasize in the story, not just all the levels of wrongdoing, like in the systems. It's far worse than I ever would have imagined. But I think the techno-terrorism game, the ways in which consciousness is manipulated, utilized, funneled, controlled, triggered, is part of everybody's life now online. The whole divide and conquer consciousness of our world now, the polarization, the fact that there's no center, the center didn't hold. And it's because of really, in my view, these technologies, these so-called smartphones, nothing smart about them. These are just tools of weaponry being utilized by power brokers to control human consciousness. So I am proceeding, and I've been tempted, and others have been tempted, not only to release the manuscript, but to release everything, like all the emails with Mrs. Trudeau and phone conversations with various people along the way that were taped and transcribed, and so many other salacious details. And I'm not a salacious person by nature. The other side, the political organization and the well-known corporations that are orchestrated this whole scheme, are as salacious can be. I mean, they'll do everything they can to vilify me, to defame me, to claim I'm crazy or something. I'm not crazy though. I'm just not. That's not my. I know we don't even like to use the word anymore, but I'm just too solid. It may not look like that right now, but I think if you read the story, not to give myself too much credit, but I don't know who could have survived this. And maybe one day I'll have some time to try to figure out why I have survived this. But it's a really poignant story, and I feel as though it meets the world we live in right where it is right now, on just a million different levels. And if anybody has an issue with things that I claim are true, because already many lies have been told. I was told that one of the reasons there was an obstruction of investigation that I had asked for was because a certain law enforcement agency said that I had been stalking Sophie Trudeau. I'm not exactly sure how you stalk a first lady who lives in Ottawa, but so that was one of the stories, and that's in the book, right? And I did not stalk Sophie Trudeau. I made 3 very clear emailed efforts to disconnect from Sophie Trudeau. So the book is called In Trudeau's Kitchen. The tentative subtitle is My Close Encounter with Our Sociopathic Global Elite, maybe. or maybe our unconscionable global elite, or just maybe no subtitle at all. I don't know. Work that out shortly. And you know, it's not pointing the finger at Sophie Trudeau. I mean, she was involved in the interactions with me and made various efforts to keep me connected that I'm not very happy about. But in terms of who orchestrated the scheme you'll read about if you choose to read the book, it's not her. And I don't think it's Justin. At no point in the book do I even suggest that it's them. Um, it's for the world to decide who orchestrates these kinds of schemes behind the scenes. You know, so I ask you, why did I just come onto this video in my sleepy stupor? I guess I'm asking for your support. And I know you don't know what you're supporting because you haven't read a book, and they'll do everything they can to make it so that you can never read the book, so you won't, So I'm asking you to make a leap of faith. If you're someone who's followed my work, if anything I've ever written has in any way touched your soul, I did that because I have a lot of love in my own soul. I'm not somebody who sat around thinking about how can I write this thing so I'll get more followers. Like that never happened. It was really all this writing came through me organically. So if you're anybody out there who's in any way received any benefit from those ideas and those words, you don't owe me anything. I'm not suggesting you do. I just would ask you to just make a leap of faith that whatever is said about me, they've already defamed me in all kinds of different ways, is a distortion, an exaggeration, or certainly something that is politically motivated. If you suddenly start calling every human being and getting into their emails, which they've done, and their messages on Meta, I won't even get into who the hell let them do that, and contacting people looking for smut on people, which is what the left does forever. I just ask you to make a leap of faith that to the extent that they've done all that they have done is a direct reflection of the veracity, the significance, the truthfulness, and the value of this fucking book. You don't get a white beard like this unless you've earned it. So the book should be out soon, a few weeks, few months, depends. I'm kind of inclined at times to have the document released for free. The problem, because I never wanted money for this, although they've completely fucked me up on my publishing business on purpose, Meta shadow banning. I don't think Meta seems to realize that they're a public company with a fiduciary duty to maximize shareholder profits. And Amazon did restrictions. Is Amazon a public company? I have to look into it. It's like, you can't do that. It's not legal. But it's been really impactful. So part of me wants to charge money just to make some of the money back, but also mostly because a lot of times people don't take a story seriously unless they see it in book form. We're sort of conditioned like that. So we'll see how it goes. If it's necessary, I'll have it released in the form that it's in, and ask you to just, imagine it being in a book form rather than just in a PDF manuscript. And just, if you could, as uncomfortable as this book is going to be, that's, I guess, the other thing I wanted to say. We are so afraid of how dark it really is. I'm afraid of it, believe me. I work well in the dark, but this is dark. The stuff they did, the stuff they're still doing, the attempts to get stories made up, to rig outcomes with interactions, to get people close to me to turn against me to get information. I don't know if they paid them or paid them in the bedroom or had stuff on them. Probably all combination of all of those things. But, there's some really heartbreaking things that have happened here personally in relation to this story that I will not get into in the book. They're for me. They're for, that's my private, even though one particular thread of it blows the whole story and it takes it in a whole different direction. I don't want to public it. I want to keep it in my heart and come to terms with it. And I mean, some part of it has been a relief because, like, now things make sense that were very weird. But at the same time, it's my heartbreak. And it's not my heartbreak because I'm not connected to somebody. Um, there's always, of course, a sense of loss when you lose people close to you, but it's more. I won't get into it. It's for me and the therapist. We'll talk it through. Um, so that's all. Thank you. I know I'm rambling. I'm tired. This has been. If you read the book, you'll understand everything. All the weird things I've been posting and the stuff that shows up, and then you don't know what the context is. You'll understand all of it. I promise you. It will all come together. But the key is, read the book in increments, wear a tinfoil hat, allow for a little integration time because, unless you're someone who's really savvy about how the intelligence community, which is an ironic term for it in this context, operates, it's going to blow your mind. Blow your mind in the form of In Trudeau's Kitchen is coming soon. Thanks for listening.